When we shot The Wastelander, I literally couldn't make a teapot in 3D Studio Max, and there's a button that does that. I believe that anyone can make a film if they set their mind to it, and when I started this project I had absolutely no idea how to finish it. I knew how to edit and I knew how to use a camera, but that was it. So I think the biggest challenge was not knowing what I didn't know, and that I guess is partially why I wanted to make this series of films, to help people learn a little bit about the process so that they can better prepare for when they make their own film. Script is the most important part of the process, I learned. If you don't get your script right, everything that comes afterwards is a waste of time. I realised pretty quickly that I didn't know what I was doing with the script writing either, so I started looking around for help, and I'd been recommended a guy called Paul Kavanagh. We spent a lot of time, 2-3 months, just working on this 15-page script until we were absolutely certain that it said what we wanted it to say. So one of the key things we had to do right at the beginning, because it was such a complicated screenplay, such a complicated idea, is break it down into granular components. We storyboarded the whole thing, and that gave us a really good sense of what would have to be filmed for real, what would have to be done digital.
You've got 20 minutes of shot for the last two shots.
That's him jumping into position, and that's him just hiding away, so this is similar.
Okay.
Yeah?
I keep saying that, and you tell me it's not the same bloody
Well, it isn't the same shot, but it is.
We started to build the sets out of scrap wood, bits of old cardboard, literally cereal boxes, anything we could find. We built these post-apocalyptic sets. We built one aisle of the supermarket.
How does it make you feel looking back at this stuff?
I thought this set was fantastic.
It's funny, isn't it? Because in person it looked utter shit. It was, because it was just cardboard and bits of old timber that we got out of a skip. But as soon as we put it on camera with a bit of smoke and light and
backlit,
it looked really cool.
It looked the part.
We built a small crashed helicopter, which sadly ended up getting cut from the entire film, and we'll look at that in film 3. We built the shopping mall security tills.
Hello? Wait!
That will be 3,995 credits, please.
And a tiny bit of rooftop set, which was literally a few pieces of polystyrene. The rest was going to be done digitally, so we ended up building a very small scale blue screen studio. One of the other physical sets we made was the grinder set, and calling it a physical set is a bit of an exaggeration. It was a single wall with the number 23 painted on it, and then we cast a kind of a moving light on it by having a piece of cardboard attached to a broom, which we twirled in front of a light to get this kind of sweeping light in front of Paul's face. So the shoot was 4.5 days in the studio, and then we did a day on location on the moors, followed by a day shooting in the front garden of our tiny terraced house in Yorkshire. We did long days. There were 13-14-hour days with the crew.
I mean, just an amazing crew that we had, really.
We were lucky. We were very lucky, and
the crew for sure knew more about filmmaking than I did. You know, which isn't difficult.
I didn't know that when we started this, but thanks for pointing that out.
That kind of despair that comes across in the film. By the end of the shoot, we were all feeling pretty much the same way as the guy about to be thrown into a mincer. For the opening sequence, we shot enough footage to do I think it cut together as a 7-minute opening sequence to begin with, which we cut down and down and down, and it was great stuff.
Hey, try and get the gun off him, grab hold of his hand and try and get the gun off him, that's it, that's good, that's good. Danny, kick him in the balls! Danny, kick him in the balls, that's great, kick him in the balls! That's it, and down, push him down, and that's it, cut!
The best of it is still in the film, but a lot of it got cut out because it's really easy to become self-indulgent when you cut together an action sequence like this. After 3 minutes, an audience can get really brain fatigued, so we had to really cut it down. I am thinking of releasing an extended cut just for people who might be interested to see a comparison of what we had in the original one and what we cut out.
I think this is my favourite shot of you. In the
Yes, most people felt that.
A lot of you just lying around on the floor.
Yeah, I do a lot of lying around me. Yeah, I remember that, yes.
Me and Melly dragging you across the floor, over and over
and over again.
If you can't afford a broom, there's always an actor lying around you can just
drag.
I would say the biggest advice I could give is don't try and do everything yourself. The temptation is to want to do it all yourself, to want to control everything, and to want to be the writer, director, producer. I wanted to do all of those things, and I learned the hard way that you can't do it all on your own. To do something as ambitious as the Wastelander, you need more than one person working on it, but most importantly, know your limits and know what you're good at and know what you're not good at, and be willing to let go of certain things. The second film of the series is going to be a very broad overview of the visual effects, some of the key learnings that we got from the process, and some of the things we'd like other people to kind of take into their projects. I think my final piece of advice is be overly ambitious. The technology is there now that you can do almost anything, and you can, if you're willing to put in the time and learn it, you can do it. Do the project that you think is possibly impossible. Do the project that other people think is impossible. If you can see it in your mind, if you can visualize it, you can do it.